I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, a longtime business owner is facing numerous charges related to the alleged sexual abuse of a minor.
Our David Ledford has the story.
Sean Iori of Albion is facing 11 charges for alleged sex crimes involving a minor. He has been indicted on 1 count of gross sexual assault, 3 counts of unlawful sexual contact, 2 counts of sexual abuse of a minor, 1 count of sexual exploitation of a minor, and 4 counts of possession of sexually explicit materials. The count of gross sexual assault is a Class A felony charge, alleging Iori engaged in a sexual act with a minor under the age of 14. Iori's attorney Walter McKee declined to comment on the charges. Iori is the president and co-owner of the Winterport Dragway, a family-friendly car racing track in Winterport. One of the 11 co-owners, Bob Reynolds, says the Dragway is waiting for more information to be made available before they decide if Iori will remain president. In a statement, Reynolds said, quote, "We don't have all the facts about the situation yet, and we are taking it very seriously and don't condone this at all," end quote. The alleged victim's family says that Iori was a family friend. According to the family, the alleged victim told her parents about Iori's actions in 2022, and an investigation was launched shortly after. Iori posted a $50,000 bail last month. Thursday morning, Justice Mary Gay Kennedy amended the bail to $25,000, returning half of the original bail amount back to him. Iori remains out on bail conditions and is ordered not to be in contact with anyone under 18. His arraignment is scheduled for November 6th. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Some tense moments for drivers on I-395 just before noon today when an RV lost control and rolled over, jumping a guardrail. According to State Police spokesperson Shannon Moss, troopers responded to a report of a recreational vehicle that had left the roadway and landed in a ditch in front of the Cole Land Transportation Museum.
I heard tire screeches and I looked up and saw the RV coming down over the hill. So I called 911 and got hopefully some public safety over this way.
The driver of the RV was transported to a local hospital with minor injuries. Moss says the initial investigation indicates the operator was traveling too fast and was distracted while driving.
Tonight we're learning new details about the sailing vessel involved in a fatal incident earlier this week. Coast Guard records show that the historic sailing vessel Grace Bailey was involved in 3 previous accidents in recent years when the schooner was under different ownership. The Grace Bailey was returning from an excursion on Monday with 33 people on board when its mainmast splintered and tumbled onto the deck, killing a doctor and injuring 3 other passengers. The most serious previous incident happened in 2022 when the Grace Bailey struck another schooner anchored in Rockland Harbor. Both vessels were damaged in that incident. The Grace Bailey was under new ownership this season and underwent an annual inspection in May. The Coast Guard says it was in compliance with all regulatory requirements.
Well, if you are accused of a crime in Maine, you have the right to an attorney, even if you can't afford one. However, the state is currently facing a shortage of attorneys willing to take on cases for the state. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard learned more about a nearly $9 million plan to overhaul Maine's indigent legal system.
There's a recognition that there are critical stages in a criminal proceeding where you have a right to counsel. And Maine is falling short on that because of the shortage of attorneys.
Jim Billings is the executive director of the Maine Commission on Indigent Legal Services, which contracts private attorneys paid for by the state if a person accused of a crime cannot afford an attorney on their own. But Billings says a shortage of attorneys willing to take cases has led to a backlog and delay for people who need representation.
The time ranges can be days or weeks, and in some situations, we've had people being without an attorney for longer.
Billings adds that currently the commission has contracts with around 180 attorneys. However, the number of attorneys willing to take on new cases, on top of those already assigned by the commission, as well as their own private cases, has dwindled.
There is only 50 to 60 out of that group of 180 that are routinely listed as willing to take criminal trials work.
That's why the Commission has unveiled a nearly $9 million plan to create a public defender system, which assigns attorneys directly employed by the state to handle cases instead of contracted private attorneys. The Commission is in the process of hiring lawyers for the state's first public defender office in Augusta, which is planned to expand to cover the Kennebec and Somerset counties. The proposal seeks $2.7 million in the current budget to add 2 public defender offices in locations that Billings says need it the most.
What I would like is in the supplemental budget process for fiscal year 24, which we're in now, because that started July 1st, is to add offices in Bangor and Aroostook.
The 7 public defender offices would mostly mirror the state's existing prosecutorial districts, while keeping the public defenders within an hour's drive of courthouses. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Mount Desert Island Hospital's Community Dental Center is enjoying a big equipment upgrade thanks to a grant from Northeast Delta Dental Foundation. That grant allowed them to purchase a high-tech intraoral scanner that captures impressions of patients' mouths using light. According to a press release from the Mount Desert Island Hospital, the state-of-the-art technology will cut down on the time patients spend in the office while also significantly improving the quality and comfort of oral impressions and treatments.
Students at the Brewer Community School got a lesson in fire safety from some professionals, just one of many educational efforts taking place during Fire Prevention Week. This afternoon, members of the Brewer Fire Department spoke with Brewer Elementary students about what to do in the event of a fire. They discussed the importance of smoke detectors, escape plans, and much more. It's something the department tries to do every year to engage students about the importance of fire safety.
Usually the staple schools tend to try to utilize this week to get some fire safety messages out, and that's what we're here doing today, is trying to just share some fire education and how kids can keep themselves and their families safe.
I think the kids are interested in it. It's a good time for them to learn about how to be safe, what to do in emergencies, and they have a lot of good questions, which the fire department is great enough to come out here and help them get answers.
The fire department says they love to share these important safety tips as often as they can with the community. The department offers many safety prevention services through their public education programs. And for more information, you can go to the City of Brewers website.
Herman Fire Department will have some new leadership as 2 department leaders were promoted Thursday night. Michael Simmons started his firefighting career back in 1989 and worked in various fire departments throughout Penobscot County, including Glenburn, Hudson, and Hamden. He was hired full-time in Herman in 2015 and rose to the rank of captain 4 years later. Simmons says he's grateful to be picked to serve as the new deputy fire chief.
It's a great honor. I've been in the fire service for quite a few years, and I'm really excited to work under Chief Sullivan and his new administration.
Lieutenant Byron Ouellette will take on the position of captain left vacant by Simmons. He's been a firefighter since 2009, working in Old Town and Orono before heading to Herman. Ouellette says it's a surreal moment for him.
It's been a dream of mine to be, firefighter since I was a kid. So coming from Old Town Orono to here, I live in this town. It's a great community. It's a growing community.
Both men were pinned with their new badges by their wives and were sworn in by the town clerk. They were celebrated afterwards by friends, family, and fellow Herman Fire crewmates. Congratulations.
And congratulations to both of them. Well, Maine lawmakers on site in Booth Bay this afternoon celebrated the groundbreaking of a new science center. Bigelow Laboratories' new Center for Ocean Education and Innovation will span 25,000 feet and will feature new teaching labs, research facilities, and a 300-seat forum. Senator Susan Collins and Governor Janet Mills were in attendance. The center has received federal funding and millions of dollars in donations and gifts.
It recognized also that the lab need not only be a center of great research, but an institution which does equally challenging jobs of translating that research into unique educational and commercial opportunities for the benefit of our communities here, but also for the greater society.
The $30 million expansion has an expected completion in 2025.
Before you grab the rake to clean up the backyard this fall, there's something to keep in mind. Brown-tailed moths are back and they can affect your health if you don't take the necessary precautions. Ryan Munn explains.
Fall is here, the leaves are changing, and that means brown-tailed moths are building their nests in trees throughout the state.
Brown-tailed moths are not picky eaters. The caterpillars feed on a wide variety of trees, but probably the most common hosts that we see in Maine, or the most preferred, are oaks.
Brown-tailed moths are reported in all 16 Maine counties. If you touch them, you could get a skin rash. Some even cause trouble breathing if you inhale their hairs.
Those mature caterpillars have a lot of those toxic hairs on them, and each time the caterpillar sheds, they shed some of those toxic hairs, and they can land in the leaf litter and in people's lawns and stuff like that.
There are some ways you can prevent coming into contact with these invasive pests. Cover as much skin as possible wearing long sleeves and pants. Do your fall cleanups when the leaves are wet, and do not use a leaf blower in areas with large infestations. Schmelk says so far this year, the counties most impacted by these pests are Androscoggin, Penobscot, and Waldo.
So if you do see one of those winter webs, you can print it out, and you can either soak it in a bucket of soapy water for a couple of days, or if you have a wood stove, you can burn it.
The best time to look for these webs are on bright sunny days when they will stand out more, and look closely at the tops of the trees or the tips of the branches too.
Just all good things to keep in mind there. You know, clean up into the yard is essential this time of year.
Of course.
And you might not be thinking about the brown-tailed moths at this time.
You know, it's funny, like we hadn't talked about them in a little while. We got a little bit of a reprieve, but now, you know, we're right back at it.
Yep.
And they really are so very problematic. So, you know, rake when it's wet, maybe that's something that people don't think about, but, you know, it probably could make all the difference.
Right, and we have been having our fair share of rain,
Oh,
so
we certainly have.
probably some more opportunities to rake when it's wet as well.
Yeah, it's some nice wet leaves indeed.
Yes.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get a first check of our forecast and see what's coming our way.
Thank you so much, Beth. First weather is brought to you by Saliba's Rug Cleaners, Maine's largest rug cleaning destination for over 70 years. All right, another overcast day outside today. Even a couple of lighter rain showers were in the area throughout the day today. But hey, at least those winds aren't going crazy. We are only at a 7-mile-per-hour breeze here in town. Same story, Bar Harbor, Rockland at a solid 7-mile-per-hour breeze. So at least nothing is blowing around. Of course, with temperatures earlier today around 61 degrees, a little bit of wind, not looking too bad. 59 degrees in Bar Harbor, 60 in Rockland, and even some mid-50s in Greenville and Millinocket area up north. Now for tonight, we will continue to see a light breeze. Temperatures, though, will continue to cool off well below average, hovering near 40 degrees. Beth?
All right, nice calm overnight heading our way. Like to see it.
Yes, exactly what we like to see.
All right, well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10. 86 years ago today, FBI agents shot and killed their public enemy #1 in Bangor. Our Grace Blanchard explains.
And our Doug Banks was out on Pushaw Lake for takeout season. We'll have that story and more coming right up. Stay with us.
From a gallon of gas to a gallon of milk, everything costs more these days. And question 3 will make things worse. It'll cost billions, and we'll be on the hook for it. It will increase our electric bills. And question 3, it doesn't require an operations plan, not even for emergencies or power outages. Question 3 is too costly and too risky for my family. I'm voting no on 3. It's a bad idea for Maine.
You are the hero of your own story, with the strength to get through even the hardest times. And every hero has their own set of challenges. If your journey's getting tougher, you can find tips, resources, and support that'll help you find your way to better wellness. With Strengthen Me, it's free, anonymous, and confidential. To continue your hero's journey, visit strengthenme.com or dial 211.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I feel free to bare my skin, thanks to Sky Rizzy. I'm celebrating my clearer skin My way. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. In another study, most people had 90% clearer skin even at 5 years. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
Thanks to clearer skin with Skyrizi, this is my moment. There's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Now's the time. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
The Maine Black Bears take on the LIU Sharks this Saturday at 1 on Fox 22.
Hello, I'm Emma Smith, and coming up shortly on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear from an expert about the new moon solar eclipse that'll occur on Saturday. Plus, we'll check out a shootout role-played by actors in remembrance of the crime legacy left behind by Al Brady in Bangor. Plus, it's Friday the 13th. These stories and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Welcome back. 86 years ago today, FBI agents shot and killed their public enemy #1 on Central Street in downtown Bangor, marking a historic day for the city. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with those who commemorate this day each year.
On October 12, 1937, bullets flew as FBI agents confronted the notorious Brady Gang on Central Street in Bangor, after Indiana-born armed robber and murderer Alfred Brady had come to Bangor with his gang in a stolen car. They traveled to Bangor multiple times to purchase additional firearms, but the manager of the sporting goods store where the guns were purchased tipped off the police, leading to the FBI being able to corner and gun down the gang.
A gunfire that just sprayed all over Central Street.
Now, on the anniversary of Brady's death, local GP Palmer organizes a commemorative workshop to remember this moment in history.
They come into town and they got nailed, and that made the local people feel pretty good, and we think it's important to remember that.
The day featured a fictitious radio interview with the captured gangster James Dolliver, the only gang survivor.
Old Sparky, should in the remote chance that I am convicted and electrocuted.
Palmer's hope is by hosting this event each year, generations will continue to remember the day Bangor beat the Brady Gang.
Many times they say, why are you glorifying the dead people? Well, we're not. We're just the opposite. Bangor beats the Brady Gang. These are the bad guys. Here's where they are.
Brady is currently buried in the Mount Hope Cemetery in Bangor. For 70 years, Brady did not have a marked grave. 16 years ago, Palmer decided to change that.
For me, it's a sense of pride. This is an accomplishment, something that I did. Where were the other people in the last 70 years? Why didn't they do something? But I'm pleased that it's here. Yeah. I think it serves a purpose. It's historical. And why look at just plain grass when you can look at where someone is buried?
In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, if you've ever been out on the water and wondered who takes all those docks in and out, it might just be the hard workers over at Maine Shore Solutions. Our Doug Banks took a trip to Pushaw Lake in Glenburn to see what takeout season is all about.
What started as a side project has turned into a full-time operation for Maine Shore Solutions.
It just grew and grew and grew, and we actually formally made the Maine Shore Solutions name this past winter.
The business now has 78 jobs to their name.
We're, a lot in the Millinocket, Lincoln, Glenburn area, all the way down to Newport, Palmyra.
The crew follows a similar protocol with each removal, taking them out one section at a time. They start with the panels, then detach the frames, before pulling the section out of the water and carrying it ashore.
Who wants to get in the water? Not very many people. Crazy Mainers, I guess.
This job in particular only took them 20 minutes from the first panel to the ramp.
Most of these, it's pretty simple.
October is their busiest month for their takeout season.
It doesn't matter if it's raining or if there's 20-mile-an-hour winds or the waves are over our head. We've done it all.
But what drives them to put their wetsuits back on each day isn't just the paycheck. It's the people.
Just the look on their faces when we're done, while we're there working. We try to service the customers' needs as best we can.
at this property and a bunch of other properties that we have. You know, the homeowners and the people that we do it for, we're actually friends with, and we see them outside of that and other areas. So it's just something that we enjoy doing.
In Glenburn, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
I hope those wetsuits are in tip-top shape because that is going to be some chilly water.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
especially this time of the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, Israel continues to bombard Gaza and prep for a ground offensive. We'll have the latest.
And the search for a new House Speaker is taking more unexpected twists and turns. We'll have the latest. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 comes right back.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Maine's #1 Kia dealer, Van Sickle Kia, has a cost-friendly Kia with your name on it. Choose from our fleet of front-wheel drives, all-wheel drives, hybrids, and fully electric vehicles, all affordable, tech-packed, and great on gas. Check out the all-new 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg highway, or check out the new 2023 Kia Sportage or Sorento. All come loaded with safety features and are great on gas. Plus, get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, the best in the business.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
Matt Scott here from Days World. Maine's most trusted heat pump provider is more polished than ever with an upgraded look at our Ellsworth location and with more than 100 employees serving the entire state of Maine. Due to growth and demand, our newly remodeled Ellsworth location is hiring experienced installers and electricians. You'll get competitive pay, great benefits, and a generous sign-on bonus. Visit our website to apply today. Days World, your trusted partner in heat pump education and installation. Days World, awesome.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. Visit your Maine Chevy dealer.
Pro football fans, it's You Pick'em NFL, the Pro Football Challenge from Fox 22. Go to foxbangor.com, click on You Pick'em, and go to You Pick'em NFL. Make your picks, and you could be the weekly winner of either a $25 gift certificate from Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor or from Chick-fil-A in Bangor. Brought to you by Mainly Eyes in Bangor, Twin City Tile in Brewer, Twin City Tint in Brewer, and Winterport Sheds. Compete all season long for the grand prize of $5,000. It's You Pick'em NFL from foxbangor.com.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Rapidly changing developments in the Israeli war with Hamas. The U.S. death toll has risen to 27, with 14 Americans unaccounted for. The U.S. government will start evacuation flights for Americans in Israel very soon. This as Israeli Defense Forces pound Hamas infrastructure in Gaza. At least 2,700 people have died on both sides, and Hamas is believed to be holding about 150 hostages. Fox's Mike Tobin is in Israel with the latest.
New video released by the IDF claiming to show a commando unit retaking a military post on the Gaza border. As the air assault continues, Israel has conducted over 2,000 airstrikes since Saturday. 360,000 Israeli reservists have been called up as the army mobilizes near the Gaza border, and preparations for a ground assault are underway. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu appearing with Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, issuing a powerful warning to Hamas.
Hamas is ISIS, and just as ISIS was crushed, so too will Hamas be crushed.
But Iran's foreign minister is warning that if Israel fails to stop attacking citizens in Gaza, the region will face new conditions. He said they cannot put Gaza under complete siege and bomb the citizens and commit war crimes and expect no response.
Hamas continues to use civilians as human shields, putting civilians in harm's way to protect them, to try to protect themselves or protect their infrastructure or protect their weapons.
Hospitals in Gaza are inundated with patients of all ages, morgues overwhelmed with bodies, and UN officials warn a humanitarian crisis is emerging with food and water quickly running out. Our colleague Trey Yinks was caught in a tense situation at the music festival site that was brutally ambushed by Hamas on Saturday.
We just heard a gunshot, and they're yelling at people to get out of the area. You can see the soldiers, get down, lay down flat. Lay down totally flat. You can see things are very tense here. There were 2 gunshots, and now they have someone on the ground.
Go back right now.
A Palestinian contact in Gaza says the remaining high-ranking Hamas terrorists have gone into hiding. Lower-level operatives have changed into civilian clothes and slipped back into the population. In Netivot, Israel, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Republicans are still trying to rally behind a candidate for House Speaker, and the frontrunner just dropped out of the race. Fox's Rebecca Castor has the latest from Washington.
Thoughts and prayers are pretty much all lawmakers on Capitol Hill can do for Israel's war efforts right now, as Congress remains paralyzed without a House Speaker, unable to vote on any funding legislation for Israel.
The longer this remains open, I think the more complicated it becomes.
And in another twist, Thursday night, Speaker nominee Steve Scalise, who was selected by Republicans Wednesday, has withdrawn from the race after he was unable to shore up enough votes to win the gavel on the House floor.
There's some folks that really need to look in the mirror over the next couple of days and decide, are we going to get it back on track? Are they going to try to pursue their own agenda? You can't do both.
Now that Scalise has bowed out, the question is, who will the party rally around next? Former Speaker Kevin McCarthy, who was removed by a small group of Republicans last week, but still has overwhelming support. Or conservative firebrand Jim Jordan, who went up against Scalise for the nomination. Or someone else.
I just think the conference as a whole has to figure out their problems, solve it, and select a leader.
Republicans want to avoid the drama that unfolded when it took 5 days and 15 rounds of votes to elect McCarthy as Speaker in January, choosing instead to try to coalesce the party behind closed doors. Meanwhile, the Democrats are staying out of it, but urging their colleagues to come together quickly.
It's the majority party's responsibility to elect a speaker with 218 votes and then to be able to sustain it. Why is that so complicated?
And with the clock ticking, Congress is inching closer to another government funding deadline on November 17th. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Well, despite all of the speaker drama, a House subcommittee held a hearing on a pressing problem, crime in cities around the country. The videos of criminals and repeat offenders running rampant are everywhere, but Congress wants to know what can be done about it. Fox's Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
On Thursday, a House subcommittee took a closer look at spiraling crime in the nation's capital, including this attack on bar owner Gaynor Jablonski. He's in the white shirt on this surveillance video next to his 4-year-old son at 2:30 in the afternoon.
There's a loaded 9mm. It's kind of hard to see there. That was pointed at my son. Not only was it loaded, there was one in the chamber. When I knocked it out of his pants, luckily it didn't go off because it could have killed someone.
Police arrested the man, and prosecutors cut a deal that would put him behind bars for just 8 months.
If nobody's going to do their job and prosecute and hold people accountable, what's the point?
Republicans say it's part of a larger problem in cities run by Democrats, including Philadelphia, where police are still making arrests after a night of massive looting just weeks ago.
When you defund the police and you have prosecutors who go soft on crime, you get more crime.
But Democrats are pointing the finger at Republicans.
Instead, they seek only to flood these cities with more guns, while they work against meaningful legislation to invest in our communities and support proven public safety measures.
For the first half of the year, violent crime is actually down for 37 cities across the U.S., according to the Council on Criminal Justice.
I'm from a small town in Tennessee. We don't see much crime. We kind of take care of our own.
A Fox News poll released Wednesday night reported that almost half of Americans describe crime as an emergency. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
The United Auto Workers Union has taken aim at Ford's #1 plant in its latest strike expansion. Fox Business's Jeff Flock with that story.
The United Auto Workers are doubling down. Almost 9,000 more members joining the picket lines on Wednesday evening. The workers walking off the job from Ford's most profitable plant in Louisville, Kentucky.
This will bring at Ford the amount of production that they've had affected up to close to 34% of their total production.
A major sticking point in Ford's latest negotiations, potentially bringing EV battery plants into the union's national contract. The UAW rejecting the company's most recent offer, union saying the bargaining hasn't gone far enough. UAW President Shawn Fain's actions could be applying pressure on both Stellantis and GM, who are hoping to avoid a similar fate. Fain expected to make another announcement on Friday.
I think what he's trying to do is put the other two companies in a position where they can make a counteroffer between now and Friday to try and avert that.
The strike at Detroit's big three automakers has stretched on for now nearly 4 weeks. Still, they continue to bargain for higher wages, bringing back pensions and cost of living adjustments, as well as eliminating a two-tiered wage system.
The thing about this plan is it will make a big move with the company, and they'll see that we do our best to provide for them, so they should provide for us.
The UAW hitting Ford where it hurts. The Kentucky truck plant makes those Super Duty trucks that you see back there behind me. They are big dollar sellers. At John Kennedy Ford in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania, I'm Jeff Flock with the Fox Business Network.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, a famous USM alumnus returned to the campus to help open their new arts facility.
And we'll have highlights and post-game reaction from Maine hockey's first game of the year. And the Naked Five, of course. We'll be right back.
The baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. From the heavens! All new Friday Night SmackDown at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Stop by Dirt Road Cafe today for fresh-baked cinnamon rolls, bread, whoopie pies, and cookies. Dirt Road Cafe specializes in nutritious farm-to-table meals for your family from ours. Why choose fast food when you can choose Dirt Road Cafe, offering the most affordable grab-and-go home-cooked meals around? Stop by today.
It's a season 100 years in the making. 100 years of history.
And New England has Stanley Cup fever again.
Of heart.
That was quite a gesture.
And of hockey.
You're seeing history.
But it's not just about the past. It's about what happens next.
He scores! Wow.
The next 100 years.
What a game!
Starts now. Watch the Bruins Centennial season on NESN and streaming on NESN 360.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest.
U.S. Cellular is built for Maine. It's a network for telling inside jokes from across the country. Built for streaming your favorite song 1 more time, 10 more times. Built for capturing the moments you'll never forget. U.S. Cellular is proud to have been awarded top performing network availability in Maine, with coverage across all counties. U.S. Cellular, a network built for us.
Stop by Dirt Road Cafe today for fresh-baked cinnamon rolls, bread, whoopie pies, and cookies. Dirt Road Cafe specializes in nutritious farm-to-table meals for your family from ours. Why choose fast food when you can choose Dirt Road Cafe, offering the most affordable grab-and-go home-cooked meals around? Stop by today.
A famous USM alumnus made his way back to the campus earlier today. Award-winning actor Tony Shalhoub ran the university's official ceremony for the new Crew Center for the Arts this morning. Shalhoub joined UMaine System Chancellor Dan Malloy at today's ceremony. The proud USM graduate has high hopes for what the new Arts Center will bring to students.
Well, we hope that it draws a lot of new incoming students. We hope that it draws a lot of patrons of the arts, not just from Portland, but and not just from Maine, but from all over New England.
The new addition to the Portland campus cost $63 million.
A very cool homecoming there. Meanwhile, some Taylor Swift fans will be seeing her concert film a day early. The singer's Eras Tour film is coming to some big screens, or came to some big screens today for early access showings, including some right here in Bangor at the Hollywood Cinemas. It was originally scheduled to premiere on Friday. Swift says she's surprising fans with early access showtimes because of high demand. Swift's concert film is expected to rack up more than $100 million in its domestic box office debut.
And the train keeps rolling. Well, a country music icon announces a new project. The Queen of Pop inspires her daughter and more. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has all of the latest in Hollywood Nation.
Efron and White wrestle. Leon pays homage and Parton streams in the Hollywood Nation.
Well, hey, it's me, Dolly.
Dolly Parton is launching a new radio show. What Would Dolly Do is a 4-part series featuring the country music icon discussing different areas of her life and career alongside co-host Kelly Bannon. It will be available to stream on Apple Music One starting October 25th. A new episode will drop weekly leading up to the release of Dolly's first rock album, Rockstar, due out November 17th. Lourdes Leon pays tribute to her mother, Madonna. The singer released her new song, Spelling, along with an accompanying music video as Lola Hall. She shared on Instagram the new visual is special to her and is inspired by the pop icon's 1998 Frozen video.
Dude, school is going to be so awesome today.
Today's First Looks features a new South Park exclusive event. Paramount Plus released the trailer to South Park joining the Panderverse. The 5th special will see the popular characters tackling the issues of AI. It premieres October 27th. And Zac Efron and Jeremy Allen White step into the ring for the sports drama The Iron Claw. The actors portray real-life wrestlers Kevin and Kerry Von Erich. The film chronicles the rise and fall of the legendary Von Erich family's 1980s wrestling empire. It arrives in theaters December 22nd. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Definitely a lot of fun-looking content.
Oh yeah, some interesting
Hollywood
stuff
Nation.
coming our way, that's for sure. Can't say I'm overly shocked to see that Madonna's daughter Lourdes has followed in her footsteps and jumped into the music world. It'll be interesting to see her evolution as an artist.
Certainly will be.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Well, when we come back, our full 5-day forecast. Stick around for it.
All right, guys, we saw some overcast conditions earlier today, even some rain showers in the area, but I'm tracking much nicer weather, and get ready, good amount of sunshine is on the way. When? I'll have the answers coming up.
Bell's Automotive Protection is Maine's #1 mobile undercoating and rust-proofing service. We come right to your driveway, protecting your vehicles from harsh winter road brines and chemicals, saving you thousands of dollars later on from expensive and dangerous rust repairs. Call us or find us on Facebook for a free quote, 659-3805.
Maine has the best shipbuilders in the world.
But to compete, we need reliable and affordable energy.
That's why we're voting no.
No on question 3.
It will cost Mainers billions and increase costs for families and businesses like Bath Iron Works.
Like Bath Iron Works. And the politicians, they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over. We'd never do our job without a plan.
Please vote no on question 3.
It's a bad idea for Maine.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Hi, I'm Tony Hafford from TC Hafford Basement Systems, the all things basement-y company. Basement waterproofing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. Since 1991, over 15,000 Maine homeowners have trusted TC Hafford Basement Systems to fix their basements. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basement-y.
Bell's Automotive Protection is Maine's #1 mobile undercoating and rust-proofing service. We come right to your driveway, protecting your vehicles from harsh winter road brines and chemicals, saving you thousands of dollars later on from expensive and dangerous rust repairs. Call us or find us on Facebook for a free quote, 659-3805.
Welcome back, my friends. Take a look at this. The last couple of days, this massive low-pressure system right about here has been situated and just rotating. Of course, counterclockwise rotation, that's the type we get with low-pressure systems in the northern hemisphere, and more rain continued to move into our area earlier today. Doesn't look like it was anything heavy, more on the lighter end, but still overcast conditions continuing to stick around right now, and even a couple of sprinkles are still lingering in the region right now and then into those overnight hours. But the next several days, not looking too bad. Maybe a couple of lingering sprinkles here or there. Same story Sunday into Sunday night. A couple of sprinkles will be possible. Other than that, we're mainly going to stay clear with temperatures near average for this time of year. Take a look at this. Not much rain. We're possibly looking at 1/10 of an inch of rain Sunday night into that Monday morning time frame. So in the next several days, not much rain is going to fall at all. You got to go well out of the state to get into those blue and purple colors, indicating 1 inch plus of rain. Now, temperatures, though, we've been warm. Central part of the country, you got to go Chicago and north to tap into some 40s and 50s as high temperatures. Take a look at the west, though. Denver, okay, not too bad, mid-50s, but then just north and west of Denver, we're talking heavy snowfall, where some places are receiving almost a foot, even some places over a foot of snow, especially in the higher terrain. No snow in our area. Of course, with temperatures in the 60s, nowhere near. We're talking 61 degrees, our high temperature earlier today, 56 in Greenville, 56 in Millinocket area. So definitely say near average all over the state earlier today. Our average high in Bangor is 60 degrees for this time of year. The next several days, we're actually going to stay near average, mid-50s by beginning to middle of next week. But by that time, our average is going to be closer to 57. So still some near average temperatures continuing to stick around. We don't have any flood warnings, any advisories, but we do have a small craft advisory that has been posted until those morning hours on Saturday. Now for tonight, we are looking at temperatures hovering close to 40 degrees. So it is going to be a bit chilly, mostly cloudy skies and a couple of scattered rain showers will be possible. This is going to be very scattered and light as well. For tomorrow, though, much nicer, mid to upper 50s, mostly cloudy skies. It will be breezy, though, so those 50s will definitely feel a lot cooler than that. Our extended forecast outlook does show mostly sunny skies on Saturday. Then we see increasing clouds by Sunday. Couple of sprinkles, maybe rain showers possible Sunday night into Monday. Mostly cloudy skies on Monday with lots of sunshine back on Tuesday. Temperatures back in those mid-50s. Beth?
Wow.
Perfect fall weather.
Seriously.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and that 5 day looking much improved than it was just a couple days ago when we were looking like we might have another stretch of rain.
And we continue to see beautiful foliage pictures coming across social media. We're watching everything turn around us here in the greater Bangor area. So just what a fabulous time of year.
Exactly. Yeah, it really is.
All righty.
All right, well, sports is coming right up next. Stay with us.
We've been in business for 31 years, and our employees and guests are like family. We've worked hard, and they've worked hard. That's why question 3 worries me. It puts our power grid in the hands of politicians. It costs $13.5 billion. That's billion with a B. Can you believe that? That could mean higher taxes for all of us. It's bad for our business, and it's bad for Maine. Question 3 is a risk Maine can't afford.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
We can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Engstrom's Auto Service in Guilford. We specialize in all foreign and domestic service and alignments.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We're going to start up at the Alfond. It's the night we've all been waiting for. Maine hockey's opening night. The Black Bears kicking off the season, hosting RPI. It's the Black Bears' first season opener at home in 5 years. We're going to start with this one just 3 minutes into the game. RPI's Sutter Mazzotti with it. Sends it to the middle to CJ Regula, and he scores. You could hear a pin drop as the Engineers take a 1-0 lead early. We're going to go to the second period now. Some good puck movement around the net, and it ends up with Bradley Nadeau. The freshman scores the first goal of his Black Bear career, the highly anticipated freshman. Later in the period, some more good movement. Shot goes off, but Nadeau cleans it up again. That's 2 goals for the first-round pick, and it's 2-1 Maine. Finally, Benny Poisson on the break. He's going to send it in front to Lyndon Breen, and he scores to make it 3-1. They would score just seconds later. Black Bears win it 4-1. Run those laps, boys.
It was unbelievable. I think the fans were a big part of that win tonight. For myself, playing my first game here was just amazing, and I'm looking forward to play a lot more games.
All right, hopefully the start of a bright career. Let's stay in Orono now. In some big news out of the high school running circuit, Orono High School senior Ruth White will run at the Division I level next fall. White announcing on her Instagram page Thursday that she has committed to Boise State University to continue her athletic and academic career. White has a decorated high school career. She won the outdoor track and field Gatorade Athlete of the Year this spring, following a fall where she was named the Gatorade Athlete of the Year in cross country. White was also the New England cross country champion last fall, and just this month she ran the fastest 5K time ever recorded in Maine girls cross country, and I'm sure her story and her accolades are still being written. A big congratulations to her. Let's move on to a different kind of hockey up at UMaine. Some high school field hockey action at the Black Bears complex as Brewer faces Mount Blue. These two teams fighting for position in a stacked Class A North. We're going to start early in the first quarter. Brewers' Allie Flagg charging on goal, but Grace Allen and Kara Daggett team up for the great defensive stop. Later on, it's a penalty stroke for the Witches, and Jordan Williams snipes it right into the top corner of the cage. Witches lead it 1-0. Second period we go. Allie Flagg into Laura Stewart. It's kicked away by Gwen Lesperance. A rebound attempt cleared by Kensley Malcory. And then here is Flagg again. She's going to take a shot that is swatted away by Lesperance, cleared by Katie Yeaton. That aggressive offense, though, would be too much for the Cougars. Brewer comes away with a 2-1 win. All right, let's go to historic Doyle Field now. Brewer Witches girls soccer taking on the visiting Ellsworth Eagles. First half, it's Ainsley Goodwin with it, getting some space between a few Eagles. She fires and finds the far post and the back of the net. They are pumped up. It is 1-0 Brewer. Ellsworth now on a corner. That's Lily Bean inserting it. Meg Jordan, a great shot at it, but Gabby Chassé is there for the stop. Here come the Witches again, and again it's Goodwin with it. She's going to get some room, looked across, and Madison Shaw is right there with the back of her head for the goal, which is up 2-0 now. Here come the Eagles again. A great ball finds Maya Coffin with a ton of room. She gets the goalkeeper out of the net, but look at Lauren Lowe with the defensive save. Great play right there. And those type of plays lead Brewer to a 3-2 victory. All right, to some high school football we go now. Everyone loves some Friday night lights a day early. Rainy night in Hamden, MCI Huskies visiting the John Baptist Crusaders. First quarter, Crusaders with it. They go outside. That's Will Cashman, the back. He's going to make one man miss, slip by a few more, and then he is off to the races, but bumps into the ref right there. That's going to keep him out of the end zone. He's going to be stopped inside the 10, but Logan McMahon says, I'll take it from there. He is going to punch it in on the very next play. That's going to make it 14-0 Baptist. MCI with it now on third down. Pigskin is wet, and the snap gets away, and Baptist lands on it. They get it back in a great spot, and then there goes that man again, or that McMahon again. Logan McMahon with another early touchdown. Crusaders go on to win it 54-13. All right, here's some other scores from around the area. Maine Soccer dropping their first game of the season, 2-0 loss to UMass Lowell. Bangor Christian Boys Soccer stay hot with a 6-2 win over Central. In girls soccer, Old Town shuts out Orono 4-0, and Penobscot Valley girls soccer also stays hot. They win it 2-0. All right, that is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Pup on the run? No problem. With 5 drive modes, Rogue makes this a walk in the park.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get a low $349 per month lease on Rogue.
At WKIT in the 90s, things were a little different. Now we take the rock very seriously. Still clowning around decades later. 100.3 WKIT. WKIT HD, Brewer, Bangor.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I feel free to bare my skin thanks to Skyrizi. I'm celebrating my clearer skin my way. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. In another study, most people had 90% clearer skin even at 5 years. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
Thanks to clearer skin with Skyrizi, this is my moment. There's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Now's the time. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
You are the hero of your own story, with the strength to get through even the hardest times. And every hero has their own set of challenges. If your journey is getting tougher, you can find tips, resources, and support that'll help you find your way to better wellness. With Strengthen Me, it's free, anonymous, and confidential. To continue your hero's journey, visit strengthenme.com or dial 211.
Pup on the run? No problem. With 5 drive modes, Rogue makes this a walk in the park.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get a low $349 per month lease on Rogue.
I came here to help you, but now we're starting to lose control. What is that? Are you willing to change?
Kitchen Nightmares, all new Mondays at 8 on Fox.
Welcome back. An annual tradition is back once again to share some of the Queen City's spookiest stories. Devin Dagnall tells us more.
Parts of these tours are relaying that most of these legends, most of these ghost stories do have historic truth to them.
The Bangor Historical Society is once again hosting their guided ghost tours through downtown Bangor and the Mount Hope Cemetery. The curator of the society, Matt Bishop, says both tours offer something for hardcore ghost hunters and history buffs alike.
Everybody latches onto history in many different ways, and ghost stories and paranormal stories, while yes, they are spooky in this time of the season, they usually do have that grain of truth to it. So you're able to go through many different types of people who might not like the drier history tours, but they're still going to come away learning from some things about Bangor that they might not have heard before.
According to Bishop, Bangor's long history has acquired quite the supernatural lore, making it the perfect place to share their ghost stories.
We want to use it as a gatherings place and discuss those people that are still out there, famous and infamous.
More information about both tours can be found on BangorHistoricalSociety.org. In Bangor, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
That is just really, really spooky. All right, well, excitement is growing around the country for the upcoming solar eclipse this weekend. On Saturday, spectators will be able to experience what's known as an annular eclipse. The director of UMaine's Versant Power Astronomy Center, Sean Lotch, says this kind of eclipse creates what's known as a ring of fire effect around the moon. Lotch says the best views of this eclipse will be seen from the western United States, and in Maine, the moon will only cover about 13% of the sun.
On Saturday, starting around 12:26 in the afternoon, you're going to start to see what looks like a little bite being taken out of the sun. Maximum will be about 1:27, and it will finish up about 2:26. So you have about an hour of time.
Says it's important to protect your eyes if you plan on viewing the eclipse. The Astronomy Center has a bunch of solar eclipse sunglasses available, which block out 99.9% of the sun's light, allowing you to safely observe the eclipse. The public is welcome to view the eclipse through the Clark Telescope at the UMaine Astronomy Center on Saturday. And not to detract from the point, but I hear Ring of Fire and I just think Finding Nemo.
That's a great reference there. Yeah. A lot of people might think Johnny Cash as well.
Absolutely. Excellent point.
But you know what? This Saturday, the Ring of Fire belongs to
Mother Nature, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really does. And a really great opportunity. Nice that UMaine is opening its doors and allowing everyone to come and view at the Astronomy Center. It just looks like they have some great technology there.
A great resource and a great place probably to have that experience.
Yeah, it really is.
Alrighty, folks, well, that is going to do it for us from everyone here at Fox 22 News. Take care and have a great night.
Good night, everyone.